Zorn's Dungeon is the first role-playing game to be played through the YouTube livestream chat. You're not just watching the game anymore, your character is involved in the action. Spawn a level 0 character, throw them into the Bloodcage, and watch them fight for their lives. Death is permanent, but survivors can reach level 1 for even greater adventure as the game develops. Here's how to play in under 5 minutes. Step 1. Spawn your character. To play, just type bang spawn, that's !spawn, in the YouTube livestream chat anytime Zorn's Dungeon is being played live. The game instantly rolls a level 0 character with 3d6 stats straight down the line. There's also a 1 in 6 chance of rolling a random demi-human. Your starting HP determines your destiny. Low health means wizards and thieves, while high health means you get to be a fighter, paladin, or barbarian. Every character's linked to your YouTube username, so you know which is yours, and we know who's playing. Each character also gets a unique ID or dog tag. You can also see which characters belong to rare professions or have particularly exceptional stats. Remember, level 0 is brutal, so spawn multiple characters to have backups ready. But be aware there's a 30-second global cooldown on the bang spawn command. If you don't get in on your first try, just try again. The chatbot will confirm what characters are created in the live stream chat. Step 2. The draft. Newly spawned characters enter the tavern. The only way out for a level 0 character is to be drafted into a 12-person party for the Bloodcage. When it's time to assemble a party, the system drafts in this priority. 1. Super VIPs, which the Game Master reserves for special guests or situations. 2. VIPs. Channel members get free VIP status once a month, and anyone can send in super chats to make one of their characters a VIP. Super chats with a specific dog tag attached guarantee that character will receive VIP status. Otherwise, the system will choose one of your characters at random. Gifting memberships also gets you and the person gifted a VIP character. 3. Active chatters. If you've commented in the live stream chat within the last hour, you get priority right behind VIPs. So if you're watching, participate in the chat to make it more likely that your character will get in on the fight. 4. The general pool. If there are still draft spaces left, then they're open to anyone else in the tavern. Yes, even if you're offline, your tavern characters are at risk and may be drafted. Note that the draft prioritizes having as many different players as possible in the party, so you usually won't have 2 of your own characters in the same cage. Step 3. Into the Bloodcage. Once the party forms, the doors open, monsters spawn, and the auto battle begins. You get to sit back and watch the bloody drama unfold. As the cage takes damage and the blood bar fills, Zorn might intervene. At 33% health loss, he might order his goblin archers to loose a volley into the heroes, or later drop a gore strider behind your lines if you're having too easy a time. And for the crunch lovers, combat, movement, spells, and all other rules are handled by the Hacked Edge game system, our custom rule set based on old school essentials. Step 4. Triage and leveling. When the dust settles, surviving PCs are hauled up to the winch room. If a character was knocked unconscious, they only survive if they have teammates still standing at the end. Otherwise, the monsters put them to the sword. Survivors earn a blood drop next to their name to indicate they lived through the ordeal. Once in the winch room, goblin medics attempt to heal individual wounds, restoring 1 HP per wound per success. Then the fairy checks HP. Anyone with enough HP to reach level 1 gets promoted, receives their class, and gets a free, full restoration of HP and spells. This is the only free magical healing in the game. Level 1 characters also earn the right to have a name. Type bang name dog tag new name in the chat to name them, or rename them on zornsdungeon.com. Step 5. Rest and return. Finally, characters are sorted to their next location. First, all dead characters are sent to the graveyard. It's their final resting place. Those characters who are still wounded are sent to the infirmary. There, wounds and spells heal in real time according to the Hacked Edge rules, meaning severe injuries may take several actual 24-hour days to recover. To keep playing, bang spawn more characters to have them ready to go. Healthy characters are sent to the stable to safely rest. They have earned their reprieve. Want to send a character back into the action and perhaps earn a second blood drop? Just move the character you want from the stable back to the tavern. You can do this at zornsdungeon.com or by typing bang T for tavern plus the dog tag of the character you want to move in the chat. You can check rosters, locations, and all of our leaderboards, tracking boss kills, maximum damage, highest XP, anytime at zornsdungeon.com/tavern. Alright, that's all you need to know to get playing Zorn's Dungeon on the live stream. Get your bang spawn ready, and we'll see you in the cage. Alright, good evening everyone, good evening, welcome. I'm Heath, I'll be your game master as well as commentator tonight. Oh, my voice is already feeling strained. Okay, alright, well, that's what's going on. We're going to keep going tonight. Welcome everybody. I saw there was a lot of comments going on in the comments before I started going live right here. Vulgar Unicorn, I believe, got answered, but no, when your character is rolled, when you hit bang spawn, there's not a way to choose your class. You get a random character. Well, your stats are determined randomly, 3d6 down the line, and then how many hit points you get determines what type of character you're going to be. That's my way of saying there will never be a 1-point fighter, a 1 hit point fighter, 1 health point fighter. There will never be 1 health point fighter. If you only have 1 health point, you're going to be something like a wizard. I think it's possible also to be a 1 hit point thief. But instead of determining your class and then determining how many hit points you have, this is reversed. You determine how many hit points you have, and then how many hit points you have determines what your class is. So that's how this is going right here. Let's see. Okay, so Sable says, and for Heath, right here, whenever he gets here, I've been thinking about the issue of live stream lag. Okay, now, so I did investigate this issue as well. Let me see what you have to say, but I did investigate this issue last night. You're talking about live stream lag, and there's direct and that there are direct movement commands. It's a significant issue now, whereas when it was just the character moving on their own, it was less so. They're still present. I was saying turn-based last night, but that's not correct. This is already turn-based. Yeah, this is a turn-based game. The best idea I've been able to come up with is a pause timer, maybe 5 to 15 seconds for the next PC that is going to act as a flashing signal that says order phase, time remaining. Oh, man. If we added 10 seconds to every character, that would be a lot. I did some... that's going to increase the time of the cage quite a bit if we have to wait at the start of every turn for 10 seconds. So I did do some analysis right there, and it seems like there have been no changes on that right now because there are some things that I cannot affect. But I did look into that because people, you especially Sable, were talking about lag, and the lag is between the time you issue your order. The lag that matters is the time between when you issue the order and then when the order is accepted by the system. And this order actually has to bounce around between a lot of different things in order to become accepted. And this is not an exact number. I mean, obviously, because I'm about to give a range, but it can take, it appears at the moment that it can take anywhere between 10 and 30 seconds between when you issue an order and when the order actually arrives and is accepted by the Zorn's Dungeon system. Okay. Now, there may be some ways that I can testing, 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 testing. Okay, can you hear me? I don't know. I was giving a very comprehensive explanation as to what the situation was with the lag issue. Okay, yes, okay. Well, I'm sorry. Okay, I have no idea what you heard. I have no idea what you heard because I was sitting here talking. It seems like you heard some things and then didn't hear some things because I was giving a very comprehensive explanation as to what I believe the situation was, and then apparently my mic went out. So thank you very much, Brianna, for putting in a super chat. Let me know the mic was out. I don't think it was completely out. I think a lot of people. I think a lot of what I was saying was heard. Let's see. Well, I don't know. What was the last thing that I said? What was the last thing that I said? Oh, nothing. I was out for 7 minutes. Okay, well then I'll just start over. Okay, then let me just start over. Okay, because apparently that's it. Okay, well then let me just start over. Then let me just start over because I was trying to do a very comprehensive overview of this. So Sable Phoenix said, let's go back up to the top. Oh, and I don't even have all of those. Man, because I reloaded the system, I don't have all of the chats. I just have the chat since I came back in. Okay. So what I was trying to say is that I did completely investigate last night because Sable was like, there's lag. Okay. And I think that's lag between the time that I issue the command and the time that the order is accepted by the system. That's not lag between the time that you issue the order and the order is executed, because I think everybody understands that the order will be executed when it's your turn. That's not lag between when the order is accepted and then when the order is finally executed. That's a lag between the time when the order comes in and when the order is accepted. Okay. I have not made any changes regarding that, but I have taken time to investigate that. And there are some things that I'm going to be able to fix regarding that. And there are also things that I'm not going to be able to fix. Because, for instance, when you enter the command on your computer, there is some lag between the time when it actually shows up on the YouTube chat. And then after it shows up on the YouTube chat, there is lag between the time it shows up there and when the Nightbot is able to pick it up, right? I hope that I'm actually broadcasting now. Otherwise, I'm sitting here. And then once Nightbot is able to pick it up, then it sends it into the Zorn's dungeon system in order to be cataloged and registered as an order. That means that it can be someplace, and I didn't have all of the data in order to be able to calculate that, but I started to install some additional bots and additional telemetry in order to be able to measure that. But it seems like that could be anywhere between 10 and 30 seconds. The average turn last night took 19 seconds. A turn took 19 seconds. So that means that, yes, if you are inside of the time to your next turn, you might not be able to send your command due to lag. There are some things that I might be able to do to fix that, but it looks like on my end, the only thing that I would be able to increase speed on is once Nightbot kicks the command to the Zorn's dungeon system. Like, then I would have control of that. How long does it take Zorn's dungeon system between the time it receives the command to be able to give you the receipt that, yes, the command has been executed? So depending on how it goes, I might be able to improve that between 1 and 3 seconds. Okay. So if the variation, if the lag between your issuing an order and the order being accepted by the Zorn's dungeon is between 10 and 30 seconds, I, on my side, might be able to improve that between 1 and 3 seconds. Now, if I can do that, I'm going to do that. If I can do that, I'm going to do that. I haven't changed anything right now. I'm tracking more data as the result of this. But that's where we are. That's where we are. So yes, it's 19 seconds per turn, which means you need to issue an order that you expect to be accepted about 2 turns in advance right there. Let's see. Thank you, Vulgar. Thank you, Vulgar Unicorn. Spawned Mike. I am sorry. I don't know. I was talking. I thought you heard me for a little while.
Let's see. Everybody's like, yes. I'm going down through the comments right now. I don't know what happened. Let's see. Let me go down. I'm going down. So what else do I need to say? I don't know. Is there something else that I missed? I mean, I'm sure there was. I was talking for a while. Scrolling down through comments right now. There may be some ways I can reduce it, but I can't reduce all of it. So that is my situation. There have been no changes right now, but I'm monitoring additional data to figure that out. But that just may be a limitation of this game. And by the way, I was also going to say that that when I'm making this game, yes, I want it to be responsive to you and things like that. Absolutely. That's why I spent a lot of time over the past 48 hours trying to get the movement commands working and things like that, because I think it was a major problem in this game. But it also probably needs to stand in the casual kind of game environment. And in this case, I'm thinking that, okay, yes, there will be the rule book and you can play it, play that very directly and very seriously. But when we're playing online, because of that lag issue, we probably need to think about this game in terms of a at the bar drinking RPG, like in a certain sense. That right, yeah, they're like, we're playing, we're having fun, whatever we're playing. But if you're looking for 100% responsiveness and immediate responsiveness, well, it looks like technically we're not going to be able to get there until other people change other things about their system. So I will look at that. I'm collecting more data, and we'll monitor that on my side. But at the moment, nothing has changed. I'm just monitoring data, but I am aware of that issue. Let's go over here. Now, there's actually something more interesting to talk about. I want to go play, but there's something actually more interesting to talk about. And that is some information, because nothing has really changed since last stream. Oh, let me bring up the right here. Let's go to this. There we go. Okay. So there are a few things that I noticed about this game, and I was thinking about it. I haven't changed a whole lot about this game. So we're basically running the same game that we were running last night. We're continuing to test. But there are some realizations that I had that I want to share with you. Because last night I said that, hey, we don't really have aggro in this game. But actually, as I thought about it, we do have aggro in this game, but it's probably working the opposite from what you were expecting. Okay, so here are some realizations that I have that I want to share with you for tonight's game. We're running the same software as last night, but here are some additional realizations that you might need in order to play better tonight. Okay, so because I would like it, I do want you to be able to play better and to recognize better play. That is actually a goal of mine, within the limits of the lag, like we were just talking about. Okay, I know that. But it still would be nice if the commands that you order, and you play better, you get better results. That's what I would like. But, okay, so let's talk about aggro for just a second. Okay. AOA increases your attack power. Yes. You drop your shield. You cannot use a shield when you're on AOA, and you can't dodge. When a monster picks a target, and an all-out attacker was one of the options, when I was studying all of the data, it went for them 50% of the time. So an AOA is your aggro. If you're looking for aggro, I want to pull aggro. As it turns out, AOA is your aggro. And that makes sense. I had forgotten that I had done this one night, but like a week ago or a week and a half ago or something like that, I was watching the games being played, and I was like, I'm sitting here watching a whole bunch of monsters be in range. Now, not necessarily engagement locked. Engagement locked is a different thing, but I'm watching a whole lot of monsters who are within range of AOD and AOA characters. And every human game master who is playing the monsters, if they are playing to win, would send the monster to the AOA character, because it's their defenses that are lower. And that makes perfect sense. If you are on AOD, you are turtling up, you are going into a defensive stance. That is signaling to monsters, and you don't even move. You are aware of your surroundings. I am on AOD. I am a hardened target. That's what you are presenting when you are on AOD. I am a hardened target. I'm going to be difficult to kill. So any human game master who is running the monsters would go, do I want to attack an AOA character who has reduced defenses, or do I want to attack an AOD character who has hardened defenses? And it was Inner Light that was like, I think it was Sable Phoenix who was like, I think I've noticed that monsters aren't attacking people who are AOD. And Inner Light was like, well, that's exactly right. Why would you attack AOD characters? Because they've got increased defenses. You would not attack them. Exactly. That's exactly right. So pulling aggro, if you want to pull aggro to you, you go AOA, because you are intentionally saying, I am foregoing my active defense in an attempt to go all-out attack. You get additional bonuses to your attacks. You're getting decreased defenses, yes. Any live game master who is actually playing to kill your characters would then immediately move the monsters to an AOA character over an AOD character. AOD characters increase defensive power. Yes, when a turtled hero is a turtled hero, AOD character is one of the monster's attack options, the monster correctly picks somebody else 91% of the time. And that seems to completely go with what a human game master would do. Why would you send a monster against someone who is presenting you with an extremely aware and hardened target? So presenting an extremely aware and defensible attacker actually discourages monsters from attacking you. This is an additional benefit of you being AOD. It's not a bug. Monsters will choose to attack less defensible PCs rather than you. Now, that works very, very well when you are in a battle line and the monsters have no choice but to attack you. You've got your vulnerable allies behind you. The monsters cannot get to them. If the monsters want to attack anybody, you are in a battle line and you are on AOD. That works extremely well. But like I said, if you are over here on this side of the Bloodcage and you're going AOD, and then over on the other side of the Bloodcage is an extremely vulnerable wizard, don't expect the monster to come up and attack you as the hardened target. They're going to go pick off the wizard. But AOD is doing exactly what AOD should be doing. It is defending you. You are going all-out defense. You are defending yourself. So AOD doesn't draw aggro. It discourages attacks against you. And I think that's actually the more reasonable position right there. Right. It is different from some people want exactly that. So in that case, Sable says, I think what a lot of people have been asking for is a taunt command. Right. That is different from what some people have been asking for. I want a command where not only do I not move and I get extremely defensive, but I start hurling insults at the bad guys. I start talking bad about their mamas. I start cuss words. I start whatever. I mean, I start insulting those goblins so badly that they're going to come over to me. Like, I am not only am I extremely defensive, I am extremely defensive, but I've also yelled such incredible swearing language at that orc wants to come and kill me. All right, that's what some of you want, right? Yes. So the orc would have to be like, so if you are sitting there with is extremely defensive, and there's a vulnerable wizard beside you that the orc can kill, you want a command where you're like, I'm going to insult that orc so much that he would rather come and not kill me than kill the wizard. Right now, there is no such command. Okay, right now there is no such command. That means that bang hold is your tank. As it turns out, bang hold is your tank. Hold position, but attack if able. And this completely checks out across all cages. The most effective way to protect some other character is to get in the way of a monster who would otherwise attack them. And as it turns out, every character, every monster, every PC has a zone of control, right? So if you are not engaged, you are not engagement locked, you're not fighting with somebody, everybody has a zone of control. And as it turns out, PC zones of control stop monster movement about 12 times in a cage. So if you're like, oh my God, I have to protect this wizard, the most effective way that you can protect that wizard is to get in front of him and stop monster movement toward him, right? So hold, if you have not moved, hold is great. So hold, excuse me, hold is the closest thing to bang tank that we have, right? I want to stay right here, and as long as I'm not engaged with anybody, you are going to capture them, and they're going to attack you. That is exactly right. That is exactly right. In that case, the ideal fighter line would be one with one blank square between each fighter, all on bang hold. That is absolutely true. And I need to get the rules out. I need to get more rules out. But Sable says that is exactly right. The ideal fighter line, if you are trying to stop people, would be one with a fighter, blank square, fighter, blank square, fighter, all on hold. Then when monsters rush the line, they will get intercepted by those fighters. Now, once that fighter is in engagement locked with a foe, their zone of control drops. You don't extend a zone of control once you are in combat. Okay, once you're engagement locked, because you are now in melee with this person in front of you. So that's right, that the ideal fighter line is fighter, space, fighter, space, fighter. It doesn't have to actually be fighter, it could be paladin, cleric, whatever. Character space, character space, character space, character space. But that line can be overwhelmed by numbers. Because if monsters come in, they engagement lock people, then you don't have anybody, and then people can run by them. So the most effective line is still character, 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 right there. No, you cannot move and then go hold. Not in the same turn. So, all right. So that's what I thought about that. So basic rule, monsters are probably going to attack the target they can reach. This does not mean that this is correct. You know, this is the ultimately correct, but this is how it plays right now. Okay? That's how it plays right now, and that's the rules as it plays right now. Doesn't mean that it can't change, because maybe it should change. We're still playing. But this is the realization that I've had, and this is the way the game is playing. So I just realized after last night that, oh, there is aggro, but it's reversed what people are expecting aggro to be. If you want to draw monsters to you, don't go AOD, don't go all-out defense. You need to go all-out attack. All-out attack, you know, you're probably also hurling out the insults, whatever. I mean, you're going in, whatever. All right, so there we go. So that's the light. Right, yes. And so far, monsters do always rush the line. You may also have noticed there is asynchronicity between monsters and PCs. That's been a big thing that I've learned from the psychology of this game as I've been developing it. Sometimes if PCs do things and monsters do not, most of the time, the players, you guys, are fine with that. Sometimes if a rule applies to both monsters and PCs, the people watching think that it's unfair, which is very interesting, and that's fine. So, yes, this is an asynchronous game. Just because a rule, especially regarding movement, applies to PCs, it does not necessarily apply to monsters. That you should see the PCs play smarter than the monsters, because the monsters do rush the line. The monsters are going to come. That's probably not the most intelligent thing for them to do. But if I crank up, for instance, we got to go, we got to play. But for instance, there was a time when people were like, I want to attack the most threatening target on the table. as a PC. I want to target the most threatening monster on the table. Why am I doing anything else? Why am I doing anything else but going up this white ape? So I implemented that rule, but it was implemented for both PCs and monsters. And what happened is that people liked that all of the PCs would go gang up on the white ape. But then when I got to the monsters, they were like, wait, the monsters are all just ganging up on me. The monsters are all just ganging up on me. And it's like, that's right. What was good for the goose was good for the gander. If the PCs are all going to attack the most threatening monster, then the monsters are all going to attack the most threatening PCs. But the chat kind of rebelled against that and was like, what is going on? The monsters are all attacking the most threatening PC and cutting him down and killing him. Oh, so that's when I realized, oh, we need some asynchronicity here. The chat, as you're playing, are really, really want all of you to gang up on the biggest monster. But as soon as all the monsters gang up on the biggest PC, oh, man, you guys want to cut my head off in the chat. Like, what's going on? I'm being ganged up on. I'm like, yeah, you're the most threatening PC, so all the monsters came up to you. So there had to be asynchronicity in this. So there is asynchronicity. All right, let's play. So that's what's going on. So no real material changes, but definitely a greater philosophical understanding of this game. Okay, we got 13 likes on this. We have 20 people watching, 13 likes, 20 people watching. Hit the like button. Everybody needs to hit the like button, because if you have not seen this before, every hit point matters. Every hit point matters. So we need everybody to hit the like button, because the blessing of the fairy will come by and give everybody in the tavern +1 HP. Membership gifted. Brianna, thank you. It's given to Orlando. Orlando just received a Warrior of the Geekverse membership from Brianna. So thank you. Isn't Orlando one of the new people here? Yes. Okay, so Orlando is new here. Welcome. It is great to have you. And Brianna has gifted you a channel membership. So thank you very much for being here. Yeah, you're going to play with us. Let's go. All right, so VIPs, we got the Vulgar Unicorn. Phobos is going in. Tabletop Scholar, Untrained Woodsman is going in. Brianna, a Limping Cultist, is going in. Orlando, a Shabby Temple Initiate, should be going in. Then we have 11 people here who are present but not yet fought. They will be drafted randomly into the cell. All right, so let's go to the holding cell. It is time. VIPs first, then new to the cage, then everybody who is present and has not fought, and anybody who has any of the channel members will have priority in any one of their tiers at least once a month. If you're a higher level, you'll have a higher than that. Okay, so, or it's actually Tornado without the T. Oh, okay, I got you. I'm sorry. Ornado, I got you. Ornado, got you. That's Ornado, I got you. I will remember. Okay, so the Vulgar Unicorn, Phobos, level 1 mage is in. Brianna, a Limping Cultist, you are in. Phobos has +2 temporary hit points, has a buff there. Brianna is fully buffed. If you notice that some of these characters have their name in blue, that means that they are carrying over the blessing of the fairy from last night. Because the blessing of the fairy lasts for 24 hours. So Brianna is is fully buffed, extra buffed, fully buffed for +2 temporary HP, +1 damage, +1 saving, +2 saving throws, and then plus an additional +1 temporary hit point because of the blessing of the fairy. The Tabletop Scholar, an Untrained Woodsman, level 1 Ranger, Starborn. Ornado, a Shabby Temple Initiate, level 0, you are in. Kyle, an Overworked Halfling Farmer, you are in. Sable Phoenix, a Flinching Grave Robber, level 0, you are in. Swanzo, a Sunburnt Town Militia, level 0, you are in. DT Anderson, a Threadbare Torchbearer, you are in. Courtney, somewhat nicely, level 1 Cleric, you are in. Mrs. Dave, an Indentured Antiquarian's Assistant, level 0. SKD Fish, a Hobbling Antiquarian's Assistant, level 0, well starred. That means top 12% of ability scores. Dave, an obstinate torchbearer, level 0. Do we have? Yes, we do have the odds maker in, and I was thinking about that. Great odds of getting out the vulgar unicorn, 82% chance. We do have a lot of level 0 characters in here. We have 9 level 0 characters here, 3 level 1 characters for an average level of 0.3, 56. So that's not that bad. 56 different total HP in the cage, average HP of 5. Let's see. SKD Fish is saying, let's see. Well, don't know where that was. Starborn, tabletop initiate, top 12% of ability scores. Kyle, uncommon. Sable Phoenix, 17% chance of getting out. That seems like about what Sable Phoenix has been going. Where's SKD Fish? I just want to look at this. Where's SKD Fish? Oh, SKD Fish, right here. SKD Fish does have a well-starred character, top 12% of ability scores. All right. So, I mean, let's go fight. It's time. Let's go fight. Let's go fight. Bloodcage. All right. So, Bloodcage, if you are new here, here are your combat commands. Bang AOA. Put this in the chat. Bang AOA is all-out attack. That increases your attack power, but your shield and your dodge are useless. Your dodge is your only active defense unless you have a shield. Optionally, add coordinates to attempt to move to that square first. So, for example, bang AOD, D4 will try to move you to square D4 before you go to AOA. And you'll move to D4 and then try to hit whatever's there as hard as you can. Bang M requires coordinates. Bang M space coordinates will move characters to specified coordinates and then will persist, and that command will persist from round to round until arrival. Characters still receive actions as normal on their turn as they try to get there. AOD, all-out defense, that sacrifices movement and attacks for additional defense. Bang hold the line. Characters will not move but will attack monsters in range. If no action is taken and the character is later attacked, you will be treated as if you were on AOD. Okay, bang run coordinates. You know, I might have changed that. If you're a ranger, AOA should result in only ranged attacks. If you have a ranged weapon. Now, let me not say ranger because some of the pre-rangers only have like something like a hand axe. So let me not say that completely. If you are a pre-ranger or a ranger and you have a missile weapon, then yes, you are right. If you do not have a missile weapon, then it would not. Run, you can retreat. Improves the chance of breaking an enemy's engagement lock. If the break fails, you will defend as if you are on AOD. That's also why you don't want AOD to draw aggro, because think about this right here, because AOD is the fall through of both hold and run. Like if you're going, I gotta get the hell out of here, so I'm going bang run, and you fail to escape engagement lock of your foe, you don't want to draw aggro. So that's what Sable is talking about. There's a different command, if we're going to have it. It would be like bang taunt. Because like if you're like about to die and you want to run, you don't want to go bang run, be unable to withdraw, and then actually draw aggro. That would be reversed. So that's what happens there. Bang fight, that returns you to default, cancels all previous orders, and returns the characters to autoplay mode. Your character will accept the last order given and execute it at the start of the next turn. As soon as characters there is no dang. Well, at the moment, there is no taunt. You could do that. There is no taunt. All right, let's go open the cage. Combat commands are now being accepted as soon as they fall on the screen. There we go. Combat commands now accepted. Right here. So, front line is Dave, obstinate torchbearer. Then Ornado, shabby temple initiate. Then DT Anderson, threadbare torchbearer. Then Swanzo, sunburnt town militia. That's a nice front line right there. Combat commands now being accepted. They will execute on your first turn. The tabletop scholar, an untrained woodsman. Then Kyle, an overworked a halfling farmer, second line. Sable Phoenix, a flinching grave robber, second line. Courtney, somewhat nicely, second line. Then Mrs. Dave, an indentured antiquarian's assistant, third line. Brianna, a limping cultist, third line. SKD Fish, a hobbling antiquarian's assistant, third line. Then Vulgar Unicorn, Phobors, third line. There we go. All right, let's start the fight. Oh, here's to everybody. I feel my throat already strained. Okay, so there we go. All right, let's go. Hobbling antiquarian's assistant, SKD Fish, going toward White Ape. Trying to get to White Ape, retargets to Goblin. SKD Fish goes acid splash at Goblin right there. Goblin takes 3 points of damage. Nice job. Nice job. The light fades from the Goblin's eyes. Nice job. The light fades from the Goblin's eyes. SKD Fish has defeated a Goblin. Only 14 monsters. One is dead. 2 White Apes. Didn't consider that. But Threadbare Torchbearer DT Anderson comes up to Cave Imp number 1. Cave Imp number 1 expires on the Cold Stone. So far, PC's coming up and hacking monsters apart, making it 12-12. Now, Goblin Runt moves toward Threadbare Torchbearer DT Anderson. Shield absorbs the Goblin strike down to 1 of 2 durability. Nice job. Doing what you were supposed to be doing right there. Temple Initiate goes AOA. Goes up to try to go AOA into F3, right into the order goes to where you stand. So tried to get up, but I believe that was the correct intention. Ornado goes AOA into Goblin number 2. Yes, Rangers will be able to buy bows in the future. That's why I'm giving out coppers. I just haven't been able to create the story yet, but that's on the way. Goblin number 3 comes up to Dave No S, the obstinate torchbearer. Body goes limp. It's finished. Because I want you to be able to spend your coins on different equipments. If you want your player to have a missile weapon or something like that, I want that. I'm moving as fast as I can. I'm moving as fast as I can on this game. I promise. Overworked Halfling Initiate Kyle goes toward Cave Imp. Now, Cave Imp targets the shabby Halfling Temple Initiate. Cave Imp rakes the claws at the Temple Initiate. 2 points of damage. That's okay. Ornado has some to give. Let's see. Ratkin Mongrel going into Ornado in the flank. Shabby Temple Initiate bleeds from a thrust of 2 points of damage. Minor piercing wound. Untrained Woodsman Tabletop Scholar targets Cave Imp. Untrained Woodsman goes into Cave Imp. Cave Imp reels from 7 points of damage, a tremendous slashing wound. Nice job. See, that's the Untrained Woodsman with a hand axe right there. Put the hand axe into the Cave Imp. 12 PCs to 9 monsters. PCs appear to have this well in hand, at least at this stage. Indentured Antiquarian's Assistant looked at the White Ape back there, but instead doesn't have the range with Acid Splash. Going Acid Splash into Ratkin Mongrel instead. 1 point of damage to Ratkin Mongrel. White Ape. White Ape targets Shabby Temple Initiate. Comes into Ornado. Oh my God! Critical hit. Shabby Temple Initiate takes 7 points of damage. Tremendous bludgeoning wound. That drops Ornado. I am sorry, Ornado. Hit Bang Spawn again. That's the life of a level 0 character. Turns to cleave into the overworked Halflings Farmer. 1 stamina point spent, no wound right there. Okay, Gremlin targets Obstinate Torchbearer, comes into Obstinate Torchbearer, coming in. Obstinate Torchbearer turns the blow aside. No damage. I hear you, Sable. Might have to put that on the website. Wasn't able to do that between now. Goblin Runt attacks Untrained Woodsman. Evaded. The Untrained Woodsman dodges the Goblin Runt's attack. There's no damage right there. Gremlin targets Overworked Halfling. 2 points of damage, 1 turned aside, 1 taken as injury. Flinching Grave Robber, Sable Phoenix goes AOA. Looking for a target. Oh, okay, not going to be able to get there. There's just no space there. Kobold Crawler moves toward Obstinate Torchbearer deflected. An Obstinate Torchbearer angles his shield perfectly. The strike is deflected. Cave Imp targets Obstinate Torchbearer. Goes into Hobbling Antiquarian Assistant instead. Crosses the line, comes into Dave's flank. Obstinate Torchbearer takes 2 points of damage, minor slashing wound. White Ape targets Threadbare Torchbearer. Going to throw, yes, throws a boulder into DT Anderson. Your wood shield buckles and splits. There's nothing left to hide behind. Your shield is gone. Phobos, this is the Vulgar Unicorn. Goes into the flank of that Cave Imp who was bursting through our lines. 3 points of damage, a moderate fire wound, drops Cave Imp. Cave Imp is out of here. Sunburnt Town Militia, Swanzo targets Gremlin, coming up to fill that line. Coming in on the flank of Gremlin number 2, gored for only 1 point of damage. But hey, that's all it takes to take out a Gremlin. Sunburnt Town Militia goes into Gremlin number 2. Okay, Limping Cultist. This is Brianna going AOA, trying to get to E3, coming up on AOA. Yes, goes into White Ape, comes right up to White Ape, going poison spray at the White Ape. 6 points of damage to the White Ape. Nice job. Zorn readies the archers. Somewhat nicely targets Goblin Runt. Somewhat nicely is hammered for 2 points of damage, minor bludgeoning wound. Light fades from the Goblin Runt's eyes. Arrow Storm. 7 arrows. We got to take 7 arrows. Does AOA draw fire? Melee and missile. Should draw melee and missile. Hobbling Antiquarian's Assistant, 2 stamina points spent. Are you talking about fire from the arrows here? No. The Arrow Storm is random. Obstinate Torchbearer drops. Obstinate Torchbearer Dave drops. No. Your AOA is not drawing from the Goblin Archers are outside of the fight. They're outside of the fight, looking down and shooting. Somewhat nicely takes level 1, 2 points of damage. A minor piercing wound, lands hard. Overworked Halfling Farmer reels from 2 points of damage, a minor piercing wound. Flinching Grave Robber. Flinching Grave Robber takes 3 damage, 1 turned aside, 2 taken as injury. Oh, Flinching Grave Robber should be dead, but rage keeps them upright. And you may have noticed this as well as I. At the moment, an advantage of reeling is they are still occupying their square, and a monster cannot move into that square. Antiquarian's Assistant down to 2 of 4. That was kind of brutal. Zorn signals to ready the Portcultist. 9 PCs up. Initiative deck reshuffled to go into round 2. Who is going first? White Ape targets Limping Cultist, retargets to Threadbare Torchbearer into, Brianna, Limping Cultist, Brianna Reynolds. Weathers it, Waning Ward, 2 temporary HP lost. Now return to the militia. Helmet shattered. Half helm shattered and sheds. Near miss with death. Sunburnt Town Militia is left staggered. Kobold Crawler targets Limping Cultist. Kobold Crawler throwing into the Limping Cultist flank. Let's see. 1 temporary HP burned. No damage. No damage. Now, Hobbling Antiquarian's Assistant SKD Fish targets White Ape. Going to be able to cast at him? Oh, no, coming into the other White Ape that's like right in front of his face. That makes more sense. Yes, okay. Comes in driving his staff at the White Ape. Only 1 point of damage to the White Ape. Minor bludgeoning wound. Someone come in and let's kill this White Ape. Gremlin now targets Limping Cultist. This is Brianna. Limping Cultist suffers 3 points of damage, a moderate slashing wound. Portcullis, Ratkin Gorestrider with Ratkin Gorechild comes in behind the line. Okay, Gorestrider and Gorechild coming in behind the line. Ratkin Gorestrider attacks the indentured antiquarian's assistant. 8 points of damage, a tremendous slashing wound that lands hard. Ratkin Gorechild moves towards Sunburnt Town Militia, going into Swanzo. Sunburnt Town Militia bleeds for 4 points of damage. Moderate slashing wound still up. Tabletop Scholars going AOA. Let's see. Okay, so looking right there. Okay, at Goblin Run. Yes, stand still. 10 points of damage with a hand axe. Splits open that Goblin Runt's head. Its bloody brains go everywhere. Drops it. Nice job. White Ape now goes into the Untrained Woodsman. Takes 5 points of damage. One turned aside. Man, he's got 9 hit points. Oh, then he turns to the Halfling Farmer right there. An overworked Halfling Farmer goes to Kyle. 5 points of damage, major bludgeoning wound. That drops Kyle, the overworked Halfling Farmer. Yeah, he must have some serious constitution or something like that. He is up there. Okay, Somewhat Nicely goes AOA. Somewhat Nicely, this is Courtney going AOA, looking for a way to get into that White Ape. Does get into that White Ape. 10 points of damage with a club. Somewhat Nicely's cleric, or Courtney's cleric, Somewhat Nicely comes into White Ape number 2 with a club and just clubs it to death. It is down. DT Anderson going AOA. Okay. DT Anderson going AOA. Looking at that White Ape, not going to be able to get there, though. Going to target something else. Yes, like Ratkin Mongrel right here. Critical. Oh, 12 points of damage with a dagger. How do you inflict 12 points of damage on a Ratkin Mongrel with a dagger? I mean, like plunged it into his chest and then ripped his whole chest open. Organs go everywhere, like took it out. Swanzo going AOD right there. Now, Vulgar Unicorn looking at Gorechild, throwing a firebolt into Ratkin Gorechild's flank. 3 points of damage down. 7 PCs to 5 monsters. Brianna goes fight. Brianna's going to go on a fight order and targets the gremlin in front of her. A limping cultist closes with the gremlin. 4 points of damage with a sickle. I love it when the cultists attack with the sickle because she just like opened up the gremlin's throat with a sickle. Nice job. Round 3. The initiative deck will now reshuffle. An Untrained Woodsman Tabletop Scholar is looking at this White Ape, I believe still on an AOA. 8 points of damage, tremendous slashing wound. That's how you put down the White Ape number 1. Put down, what was that, a gremlin? Then turns around, yes, fell-handed, Untrained Woodsman with his hand axe, puts it down. Ratkin Gorechild comes into Sunburnt Town Militia. This is Swanzo's flank. Sunburnt Town Militia, 2 points of damage, minor slashing wound. Oh, and Swanzo does not save. Sunburnt Town Militia staggers once and falls forever. 6 PCs to 3 monsters. Kobold Crawler goes up to Somewhat Nicely. Oh! Sickening precision with a critical. Moderate piercing wound. But still up. Down, but still alive. Landing on the stone, senseless but alive. All right, where are we? Hobbling Antiquarian's Assistant. SKD Fish. SKD Fish comes with a staff into Ratkin Gorechild. 1 point of damage. Nah, nothing can do other than that. Yeah, not enough spells in ranged hit with the staff. That's okay. Phobos. Vulgar does have a firebolt to spend. Goes firebolt into Ratkin Gorechild. 2 points of damage. Minor fire wound. That drops Ratkin Gorechild. Nice job, Phobos. We got 5 PCs to 2 monsters. We still have a Ratkin Gorechild coming up, looking at the AOA character, but pauses by the hobbling antiquarian's assistant, trapped by the zone of control. Instead, hits the the antiquarian's assistant. 1 turned aside, 6 taken his injury. Hobbling antiquarian's assistant takes it and is ripped open, guts and blood everywhere, completely gone in 1 hit. Limping cultist, Brianna, you still have the sickle, right? Come at them, come at this kobold crawler. No, goes poison spray this time into the kobold crawler. Kobold crawler rocked by 5 points of damage, poisons him to death. Kobold crawler takes poison spray in the flank and dies. We got 4 PCs to 1 monster. Brianna backs up right here. A Threadbare Torchbearer. We got the Threadbare Torchbearer on an AOA. What's going on? Should be able to go over there and attack, unless movement commands go otherwise. Oh, DT Anderson, Threadbare Torchbearer, 8 points of damage on an AOA to the Ratkin Gorst Rider. Light fades from the Ratkin Gorst Rider's eyes with a dagger. Threadbare Torchbearer rips open the Ratkin Gorst Rider. 12 XP each, 12 XP each. 6 survivors all get 12 XP each. Nice job. We have won. The PCs have won. Okay, crowd throws copper. Threadbare Torchbearer. DT Anderson, you get 62. Crowd throws 185 in total. Untrained Woodsman, 45. Limping Cultist, 41. Phobos, 37. Crowd throwing coppers to all of its favorite heroes right there, to everyone. So, coppers going out. Yeah, I'm sorry. You were really couldn't figure out how to get coppers at that moment. Okay, let's go to the winch room. Let's turn the winch. Everybody who survived gets a blood drop. You survive. You got the blood drop. Goblin Medics, Tabletop Scholar, +1 HP. Somewhat nicely, no effect. Then +1 HP. Okay. Let's go to promotions. Anybody who needs to level up? Yes. Threadbare Torchbearer, level 1 fighter. Got it. Okay. DT Anderson, you are completely refreshed. Limping Cultist, Brianna, mage, level 1. Your wounds wash away. Shield, spell learned. Thief, level 1. For Sable Phoenix. I love what SKD Fish just got. SKD Fish just spawned a character over here, and SKD Fish, an orphaned cultist over in the tavern, is shouting that alignment is just a suggestion when you're this hot. Okay, SKD Fish. Sort and dismiss. All right. So if you're new here, if you have a character of level 1 or above that took injury, well, then you are over here in the infirmary and trying to heal. And yes, the highest wound that you sustained determines how long you will be in the winery. I was at the winery all day today. How long you were in the infirmary. Okay, the stable. If you get through, then you are in the stable. Remember, if you want to fight, characters who are in the stable will not fight. So they're safe in the stable for now. If you want your characters to fight and they are in the stable, hit Bang T all, like I just showed you right here, and then you will move all of your characters from the stable into the tavern, just like I did. Bang T all. If you would like finer grained control over how to move your characters, then please go to zornsdungeon.com. Log in with the same YouTube and Google information that you are using to play the game right now. You will see your characters and you'll be able to move them with more individuality. All right. And you can go the other way. Like I'm going to move my character the other way. I'm going to go Bang S all. Bang tall? If you hit Bang S all, then it's going to move your characters back to the stable. Remember, level 0 characters cannot leave the tavern. The system will enforce that. You can hit Bang S all and it'll move the level 1 characters over. Level 0 characters cannot leave the tavern. All right, let's go to the tavern. We have 19 likes. We have 19 likes on the stream. We need 25. If you are here watching, we need to get 25 so that we will get the blessing of the fairy and everyone will get a +1 additional temporary hit points. Tabletop Scholar is a VIP. Brent, Proudstar, and John have not yet fought. Then we have 11 people who are here and have fought one time. All right. Let's go ahead and go to the Blessing of the Fairy. Let's go to the Blessing of the Fairy tonight. Let's go ahead and do the Blessing of the Fairy. Or Gift of the Fairy. Gift of the Fairy, rather. The Fairy is here with you, hero of the cage. You have bled for Zorn in his cruel game, and though you did not break, your gear did. Here, take this. I found it for you. It might have the blood of one less fortunate still on it, but it was all I could find. Use it well to become the hero that I know you can be. Moses Lack, Dave, you get a bag of old copper coins, 136 copper coins. Cedric Blackhand, bag of 97 copper coins. Dorley Borskets, bag of old copper coins, 54 copper coins. Toto, TSL Frontman, 49 copper coins. Fanbiz the Unfabulous, Brent, 43 copper coins. Storm Warden, Proud Star, 40 copper coins. Pastor Bob of John NJDM, 39 copper coins. Sneaky Corsair of Brianna Reynolds, 37 copper coins. An Impoverished Elf Minstrel, the Tabletop Scholar, 31 copper coins. Norman, Kyle, 25 copper coins. Threadbare Torchbearer, Old Buckler, an Old Buckler to DT Anderson. All right. So DT Anderson says, can I buy a weapon? Not right now. I don't have that functionality enabled right now. But as you can just see, I was giving out copper coins to people. People do get copper coins, so that's where we're headed. We're headed to where we're going to be able to allow you to use your coins in order to buy things. But right now, we're awarding the coins, and I'll talk more about how we're awarding the coins later. But at the moment, there's nothing to spend them on. But stand by. We're awarding coins here. Okay, all right. 23 likes. We need 25. Maybe by the next time that we enter the Bloodcage, we'll have 25 likes. Let's go to the holding cell. Let's play. Let's do this. Let's go. We got 4 games to play tonight. We have done 1. This is going into number 2. Let's draft the party. The Tabletop Scholar, Dreadfilled Hedge Mage, level 0 Hedge Mage, you are in, and you also see you have some blessing with the fairy from last night. Brent, a Breathless Mountebank, level 0, you are in. John, Sable Phoenix just gifted a membership, a Warrior of the Geekverse membership. Who's going to get that? Let's see. Oh, DT Anderson. There you go. DT Anderson just received a Warrior of the Geekverse membership. All right. So that means that you are allowed to have more characters to spawn. And you will also have priority once a month within your tier for drafting into the Bloodcage. But the important thing is there that you can now have up to 4 characters. So there we go. Let's see. So, all right. So John Murdalf has been through this cage 3 times, level 1 mage. You are in. Swanzo, a Blinking Mountebank, level 0. Mrs. Dave, an Errant Cultist, also level 0. Ornado, a Cracked Man-at-Arms, you are in. Courtney Dorley Borskets, you are in. SKD Fish, an Orphaned Cultist, you are in. The Vulgar Unicorn, a Rain-Soaked Woodsman, has a little bit of blessing of the fairy. Ill-starred. Weren't you just saying in the chat that everything you're rolling is ill-starred or something? Bottom 12%. Of ability scores, but has the blessing of the fairy. Sable Phoenix, a defeated Torchbearer. Kyle, a lowly Flagellant, level 0, but well starred. Top 12% of ability scores. Dave, no Fs, a disgraced poacher, uncommon. Here we go. So, looks like the odds maker is in. Breathless Mountebank of Brent has a 22% chance of making it out alive. Ornado, great chances of getting out alive, 75% chance. Courtney, Dorley, Borskitz, we need Dorley to get out. Dorley's gonna be our big hero in here. I mean, it's been so long. Oh, Murdalf. It has been so long since we've seen Murdalf fight. I am so glad, John, that Murdalf is back in. We have not seen Murdalf fight in a long time. Murdalf has been through 3 cages. We really want Murdalf to get out, and we also really want Dorley Borskitz to get out, level 1 knight. Those are the ones that we're really going to be cheering for coming through here. Let's see. So, but those are the major items right there. Tabletop Scholar. The Tabletop Scholar. Well, I mean, you got a 43% chance of getting out. You do have an additional HP because of the Fairy's Blessing. So you actually have 2 HP. So you have 1 HP naturally. Oh, I hit the wrong button. I actually took it off of you. But then there you go to with the Fairy's Blessings. You actually have 2. But also you're probably gonna spawn on the back line. You're gonna spawn on the back line. What's the range? It depends on the spell. It depends on the spell. Like Poison Spray has like a range of 4, but Firebolt and Frostbolt have a range of, I forget exactly what it is, but it's like 8 or 10. I don't think it's as long as 12, but it's like 8 or 10 or something like that. All right, let's play. Let's fight. Let's play. Let's play. Let's fight. Let's open everything up. There we go. Combat commands. I'm not really sure what was going on there. Combat commands. Bang AOA is all out attack. Bang M, space, and coordinates is a move. Bang AOD is all out defense. Bang hold is hold the line. Bang run is retreat. You'll get a bonus to breaking an enemy engagement lock, and you can optionally include coordinates to run away. Bang fight is you will return to cancel your orders and fight as default. You can send in as many orders as you would like, but your character will accept the last order given as long as it's within the lag time, like we were talking about earlier today, and execute it at the start of their next turn. So, all right. Let's open the cage. 12 PCs to 14 monsters. 12. I didn't look to see how many were level 0 and level 1 this time. 12 PCs to 14 monsters, 2 white apes. Front line, Ornado, Cracked Man-at-Arms. Courtney, Dorley Borskitz, front line. Sable Phoenix, a defeated torchbearer, front line. Dave, a disgraced poacher, front line. Second line, Brent, Breathless Mountebank. Then Vulgar Unicorn, second line. Swanzo, second line. Kyle, Lowly Flagellant, second line. Mrs. Dave, third line. Tabletop Scholar, Dreadfilled Hedge Mage, third line. SKD Fish, Orphaned Cultist, third line. John Murdalf, third line. All right, so there we go. 2 gorillas. 2 gorillas. All right, let's start the fight. Here's to everybody. White 8 moves toward the defeated torchbearer. Going to throw. Brutal. Oh my God. Brutal critical to Sable Phoenix. Starting this off with 8 points of damage. 2 turned aside. 6 taken as injury. A major bludgeoning wound. Oh, that does not portend well. That does not portend well. That's the boulder of the white ape took Sable Phoenix out. Breathless Mountebank comes up to Goblin number 1. Oh, I'm sorry, Sable. I'm sorry. Okay, Kobold Crawler looking for a target, going to throw at a Breathless Mountebank. No damage, 1 stamina spent. Goblin. Now, Goblin targets Dorley Borskitz. Goblin targets Dorley Borskitz. 1 point of damage, minor piercing wound. Ornado, that it's not Bang Move, it's Bang M. Bang M. Bang M. Goblin closes to Disgraced Porter. Minor piercing wound. Although maybe I should also make it Bang M, but it's Bang Move. But it's Bang M, space, coordinates. Gremlin targets Breathless Mountebank. Breathless Mountebank is struck for 3 points of damage, moderate slashing wound. Come on, let's get up there and support him. We need to draw some PCs. Okay, Blinking Mountebank. This is Swanzo coming into Goblin 3, 2 points of damage, minor slashing wound. Lowly Flagellant Kyle also coming down to Goblin number 3, 2 points of damage. Okay, finally drop this Goblin. Finally drop this Goblin. Goblin targets Cracked Man-at-Arms Ornado. Goblin drives his crude spear into Ornado, 1 point of damage, minor piercing wound. Cave Imp goes into a Breathless Mountebank, 1 point of damage, that's enough. Brent's Breathless Mountebank drops. Dorley Borskitz goes hold, takes a hold order, but will still be able to attack. Goes into Goblin number 4, 1 point of damage, minor slashing wound. Orphan Cultist goes into Goblin. Yes, going in with poison spray at the Goblin. Goblin staggers from poison, 3 points of damage. Nice job. Goes down to -1. SKD Fish's Orphaned Cultist drops him. White Ape looking at Dorley Borskitz. The Goblin short, so he'll probably be able to throw. Yes. Into Dorley Borskitz, 4 points of damage, moderate bludgeoning wound. But Dorley is still up. Cave Imp also looking at Dorley. Comes into Dorley. Deflected. Nice job. That's what we needed right there. Nice job, Dorley. Cave Imp number 2 deflected by Dorley. Nice job. Rain-soaked Woodsman coming down into Cave Imp number 2 with a hand axe, 3 points of damage. Cuts down the Cave Imp. Nice job. Nice job. 9 PCs to 11 monsters. Now, Murdalf looking at White Ape. Murdalf is looking at White Ape, casting Firebolt from afar, going downtown. Only 1 point of damage, a minor fire wound from Murdalf. Cave Imp now looking at Dorley as well, coming up into Dorley. Deflected. Yes, if you are on a hold order, DT Anderson, you can still shoot and cast a spell. You can still shoot a bow, cast a spell. You can on a hold order. Yes, you can. You will still melee. It's attack monsters within range, whether that is a missile weapon, a spell, or a melee weapon. Errant Cultist moves toward White Ape. Instead goes to Goblin right there. Casts Poison Spray at the Goblin. 4 points of damage, moderate poison wound. Goblin lets out a final snarl and falls. We are now at... Goblin... Zorn is readying the archers. There are Goblin archers at the top. 9 PCs to 10 monsters. We have a Goblin Runt who is looking at Swanzo's Blinking Mountebank. Evaded. The Blinking Mountebank evades the Goblin Runt's Rusty Shiv. No damage right there. Cracked Man-at-Arms goes hold. It's going to stay right there. There's nothing within range. Ratkin Mongrel targets a Lowly Flagellant. Ratkin Mongrel comes in, 3 points of damage, a moderate piercing wound. Zorn holds. The archers stand down. Zorn holds. The archers stand down. Dreadfilled Hedge Mage going AOA. Oh, going AOA. Okay. Tabletop Scholar going AOA. Able to cast Firebolt at the looming large White Ape. 5 points of damage to the White Ape. Major fire wound right there. 9 PCs to 10 monsters. We have a goblin coming in. Ornado is on hold. Skewered for only 1 point of damage. Should have defended as if on AOD. 1 point of damage. Zorn signals to ready the portcullis. We're going to see. Round number 2. We'll reshuffle the initiative deck. It's everybody's turn now. Everybody's up. Kobold Crawler looking at Ornado. Kobold Crawler comes in on the cracked Man-at-Arms flank. Throws into Ornado. Deflected. Nice job. A cracked Man-at-Arms slams the shield into the stripe. Textbook deflection. Nice job. Kyle's going hold, but there are plenty of monsters right beside him. Going into Ratkin Mongrel, 3 points of damage with a flail. Ratkin Mongrel drops dead, blood pools beneath. Okay, Cave Imp now targets Errant Cultist. Oh, coming all the way around. Tearing at the Errant Cultist. Only 1 point of damage, though. Mrs. Dave, we got a Cave Imp way behind our lines, though. Dorley Borskets. This is Cave Imp coming at Dorley Borskets, but deflected. Nice job, Dorley. Dorley is still in it. Epic defense goes 3 unscathed. Nice. Orphan Cultist fires at Cave Imp. Cave Imp takes 1 point of damage only. We needed more from that from SKD Fish. We have 9 PCs to 9 monsters right now. Goblin Runt coming into Blinking Mountebank. Blinking Mountebank braces. 1 point of damage, 1 point of stamina spent only, nothing else. Okay, Dread-Filled Hedge Mage accepts a move to B5 order, but looks like is caught up by this Cave Imp that's right in front of him. 4 points of damage. Okay, nice job, Dread-Filled Hedge Mage, Tabletop Scholar. Puts down Cave Imp number 1 that was right in front of him. I believe you were engagement locked. Now, moves back. Okay. So now, Dorley Borskets targets Cave Imp. Last stand. Dorley Borskets put down this Cave Imp. 4 points of damage. Cave Imp goes down. Cave Imp staggers, twitches, and falls. 9 PCs to 7 monsters. Rain-soaked Woodsman wants some white ape, but is intercepted by Slimeling instead. Rain-soaked Woodsman goes to Slimeling, 4 points of damage with his hand axe. Splatters ooze all over the place. Portcullis, Ratkin Gorestrider with Ratkin Gorechild come in. We have a Ratkin Gorestrider and Gorechild behind us. Gorestrider goes into Mrs. Dave. 6 points of damage, major slashing wound. Mrs. Dave is not dead with her sickle. Another cultist with a sickle for Mrs. Dave. Not dead. Unconscious on the floor, though, or incapacitated on the floor. Ratkin Gorechild comes into Tabletop Scholar's Dread-Filled Hedge Mage. 4 points of damage, 1 turned aside, 3 taken as injury. That does drop the Tabletop Scholar's Dread-Filled Hedge Mage. I am sorry. Blinking Mountebank goes into Goblin Runt. 2 points of damage to Goblin Runt, a minor slashing wound. Nice job, Swanzo. Took out Goblin Runt. We needed that. Murdalf. Where's Murdalf going? Okay, Murdalf, take out this Gorestrider, going with Firebolt. Please, come on. 4 points of damage. Respectable, very respectable. 4 points of damage. Moderate fire wound right there. Gremlin. Now, Gremlin looking at Swanzo. Wants to come down to Swanzo. Looks like intercepted by the Woodsman. Comes in. Rain-soaked Woodsman, 1 point of damage. Okay. Rain-soaked Woodsman had some HP to give. White Ape goes into Dorley Borskets. Her buckler splinters completely. The last sliver of wood whirls away. Untouchable. Dorley Borskets has done 4 in a row, but now the White Ape will turn to the rain-soaked Woodsman, pummels him for 4 points of damage. Oh, and that drops the rain-soaked woodsman, the vulgar unicorn. I am sorry you have perished. 6 PCs to 7 monsters. We're in round 2. White ape targets a blinking, evaded. Blinking mountebank ducks under the arc of the attack of the white ape. Now he will turn to the lowly flagellant. This is Kyle. 5 points of damage to the lowly flagellant, a major bludgeoning wound. Lowly flagellant is struck dead on the spot. 5 PCs to 7 monsters. Cracked Man-at-Arms is on a hold, but going up here to this goblin right here, 3 points of damage with a short spear. Goblin drops. Black blood flows. Ornado takes him out. Let's see. Where are we going from here? Round 3. Initiative deck is reshuffled. We're at the top. Come on, heroes. Blinking mountebank goes into white ape. White ape only takes 1 point of damage. Oh, we needed more than that. We needed more than that, Swanzo. Orphan cultist also going to white ape. Please take him down. Orphan cultist comes in on the white ape's flank. 3 points of damage. Nice job, SKD Fish. SKD Fish takes down white ape number 1. Nice job. In the flank with a sickle. Love it when the sickles do that kind of damage. 5 PCs to 5 monsters. We now have Kobold Crawler coming up. 2 points of damage. 1 turned aside. 1 taken as injury to Swanzo. Gremlin. Gremlin targets Murdalf. Gremlin coming down to Murdalf. Might be intercepted. Yes, intercepted by the blinking mountebank. Mountebank rocked for 2 points of damage. 1 minor slashing wound. Still up. Still up. Oh no, Gore Strider. Gore Strider is going into the cracked Man-at-Arms. Oh no, oh my god, 9 points of damage to the Man-at-Arms. A grievous slashing wound. Oh my god, Ornado drops. No last words. I am sorry, Ornado. Your cracked Man-at-Arms has now dropped. 4 PCs to 5 monsters. Murdalf, take something out, Murdalf. Murdalf comes up. 3 points of damage into Ratkin Gorechild. Moderate piercing wound. That's all we've got. Let's go. Now it's Ratkin Gorechild's turn to turn back around to Murdalf. Coming in. Only 1 point of damage. Minor slashing wound from the Ratkin Gorechild. Whew. Okay, Dorley going into white ape. That's where you need to go. Come on, Dorley. Come on, Dorley. Dorley goes critical. White ape bleeds 10 points of damage. Dorley goes 10 points of damage to the white ape. Death claims the white ape. Dorley dropped the white ape. Nice job, Dorley. 4 PCs to 4 monsters. Whoa! Zorn spares the worthy. There you go. 8 XP each. Zorn says you have earned your gruel tonight, and you can have a place to sleep in the stable. The inn right there. 8 XP each. Hard fought. 5 survivors share the spoil. 117 coppers the crowd throws to everybody. Dorley gets 43, and Orphan Cultist gets 36. A blinking mountebank 22. Murdalf, you've got 16. 117 coppers the crowd throws to everyone who was living. Whoa! Whoa! Okay. Winch room. How many cages have we done tonight? Was that number 2? You want me to audit the MVP? I'll audit the MVP. I have not been able to rewatch whole streams, and there's some things I see that I want to change. I haven't been able to rewatch a whole stream. Do we need a Dorley Borskit's audit, MVP audit? We'll try that. We'll look at that. I'll try to do an audit here. Let's go. In fact, hold on. Let me see. Let's go over here. Well, I can't do it right now. Okay. We'll do an audit on that. If I can remember that, I'll do an audit on that. Let's see. Deploy the goblin medics. Dorley Borskits. No effect. No effect. No help. Promotions. Oh, and the Vulgar Unicorn. So SKD Fit, level 1 mage. Vulgar Unicorn, thank you very much for a gifted membership. We have a gifted membership. Droid Buxus has received a Warrior of the Week Geek First membership. Thank you very much, Vulgar. Thank you. Errant Cultist, Mrs. Dave. Mage level 1. Charm Person. How many blood cages have we done? Thief level 1. Blinking Mountebank. All right, sort and dismiss. That was the second. We got 3 more left. Okay, we got 3 left. All right, I see 24 likes. YouTube is telling me there are 24 likes. Can we get one more person who has not liked the stream to like it? Please hang on. I'm going to get some more water. I'm about to die here. Just 1 second. So hit like. If you have not hit like, hit like. Just give me a moment. All right. Just 1 second. Let me see if I can get an audit running on Dorley. Just 1 second. Let me see if I can get an audit running on Dorley. Just 1 second. All right. Let's see. All right. Welcome. Oh, let me turn back on my camera. I'm sorry. Camera back on. Okay. I am back. I am tasking an agent with a review of Dorley Borsket's or the MVP trail on that last one to see what Zorn's call was on giving an MVP. We'll have to see what Zorn says. Okay. Oh, I'm also saying 25. I'm also 25. Let's see. Yeah, DT Anderson likes to maybe saying you can't spawn a specific dude. All you can do is roll. This is old school. This is old school role playing. You roll 3d6 straight down the line, and you get what you get. So you can't spawn a specific dude. Yeah, that's not possible. As I believe Sable was explaining. So yeah, if there's something specific you're interested in, you just have to roll. Okay, let's go. I'm seeing the Blessing of the Fairy now. We are now at 25. Let's go. Blessing of the Fairy. The fairy comes into the tavern. Everybody who is in the tavern at this time gets +1 temporary HP. And if you've been watching this game, you know that every HP matters. So there we go. You should see the character's name in blue. if they have the blessing of the fairy, and then also this little star over here that indicates blessing the fairy. So there's the star over here, and there's also the name in blue. That's what that means. All right, so we have Blessing of the Fairy distributed right now. We have 2 more cages to go tonight. So this is cage number 3 of 4. We got 2 more cages to go tonight. If you are here and you are not, have you not hit bang spawn up there at the top? Hit bang spawn. You'll get to play. Hit bang spawn, exclamation point spawn. It's up there at the top. Or if you're here and you've got characters, but you haven't said hi in the chat, say hi in the chat. Remember, everyone who's present, I mean, the game, the draft prioritizes people who are present. So you need to say something in the chat in order to know that you're present. All right, let's go. I mean, I think it's time to go. I think it's past time to go. Let's go. I am back. Let's go. Let's go ahead and spawn in the holding, or not spawn, but let's draft in the holding cell. Super VIPs are mine to give only, Game Master designated. If I've got like a guest host or something like that on the stream, or if I realize something's gone wrong and I need to put somebody in the cage, super VIPs are mine to declare only. VIPs are yours. You can do those through Super Chat, or if you log into zornsdungeon.com with your credentials for your Google and YouTube, channel that you are playing with, you'll be able to log in. You'll see all of your characters, and you'll have enough iron coins to declare one of your characters a VIP. You get that free. So go into zornsdungeon.com to do that. Then anybody who is new to the cage and has never fought will be next. Then after that, everybody who is present and not yet fought, and then present and then fought in order. So people who have fought 3 times will be behind people who have fought 2 times, and so forth. But if there's a tiebreaker, then your channel membership will take priority right there. You have priority if you're at a Warrior the Geekverse 499 once a month. All right, let's draft. No, Dave says, do all the new people know you have a Discord? No, I have not been on the Discord. I have been woefully not attendant to the Discord. It stresses me out. And I need to change that. But I have been doing nothing but working on this game. I've been doing nothing but actually doing this stuff. I have not had time. And that's wrong. I should be paying more attention to Discord. It just stresses me out. And so I have not been. I have been doing nothing but working on this game. I have not been promoting the Discord either until I'm ready to, we need to revise it. We need to get it back ready. But I have not. I know you guys talk on it, but I just have not been able to pay attention in the last 6-8 months. I just have not been able to. Okay, Sable Phoenix. Okay, Sable Phoenix, who's in? All right, we're gonna fight in 1 minute and 33 seconds. Oh, Sable Phoenix put in $4 to a Witless Man-at-Arms. Will go +1 HP and +1 damage. All right, thank you very much, Sable. Sable Phoenix, a Witless Man-at-Arms. You are in and now buffed. Okay, TSL Frontman, a Tarnished Gnome Forager, level 1 Gnome. Brianna, a Blundering Cult Initiate, level 0. You are in. Brent, not in. Oh, it's not into face. Not into face. Brent's not into face is back. Level 1 elf. DT Anderson, a Threadbare Torchbearer. Kyle, a Witless Bandit. Swanzo, a Drifting Smuggler. Dave, a Hobbling Sexton. SKD Fish. I feel like this is like a joke that I should know. Firebolt. 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 Okay, SKD Fish, Firebolt. Okay, yes, got you. Yes, Firebolt. Tabletop Scholar, a Sunbleached Wizard's Apprentice right there. Courtney very nicely is in. The Vulgar Unicorn has an Overwhelmed Gnome Apprentice Initiate in. Let's see, we have 7 level 0 PCs, 5 level 1 PCs. Sable Phoenix, 41% chance of getting out. TSL Frontman, great chance of getting out, 80% chance. Kyle Phoenix, Witless Bandit, 25% chance. Drifting Smuggler, 21% chance. Dave, a Hobbling Sexton, 18% chance. All right. So, I mean, there we go. So 50 total HP. That's not bad. 50 total HP. Average HP 4. Okay. All right. So, all right, let's fight. Let's fight, everybody. Do I need to go over these? I don't think I do. Bang AOA for all-out attack. You can add coordinates to move prior to going AOA. Bang M is the move command, not bang move. And actually, that brings up that probably I should make an alias of bang move, because some people are typing bang move, but it's bang M space, then coordinates. And you do have to provide coordinates with the bang move command. Bang AOD is all-out defense. Bang hold is hold the line. Bang run is retreat, and optionally you can add coordinates to that. Bang fight returns you to default by canceling all previous orders. Characters will accept the last order given and will execute it at the top of their turn. Let's draw. Okay, Dave, Hobbling Sexton, front line. Let's see, we got 50. Oh, we have 15 monsters. We have 15 monsters and 3 white apes. 15 monsters, 3 white apes over there. Okay, Dave, Hobbling Sexton, front line. Sable Phoenix, Witless Man-at-Arms, front line. D.T. Anderson, Threadbare Torchbearer, front line. Kyle, Witless Bandit, front line. Swanzo, Drifting Smuggler, second line. Brent, not into face, second line. Courtney, very nicely, second line. TSL frontman, a tarnished gnome forager, second line. Third line, the vulgar unicorn, third line. Tabletop scholar, a sun-bleached wizard's apprentice, third line. SKD fish, fire bolt, third line. Brianna Reynolds, a blundering cult initiate, third line. All right, so that's where we stand, everybody. It's 12-15 with 3 white apes. Let's start the fight. Cave Imp is going first into Witless Bandit. Cave Imp comes into Witless Bandit. 3 points of damage, a moderate slashing wound. Oh, Kyle's Witless Bandit drops, but is not dead, but immediately drops. I am sorry, Kyle. I am sorry, Kyle. Cave Imp came up and put punishment down on Kyle. I am sorry. Gremlin moves toward Witless Man-at-Arms. Coming from way downtown. No, not going to be able to get there. Ratkin Mongrel, looking at this Torchbearer, yes, going to be able to get there, lunges in. 2 points of damage, 1 turned aside, 2 taken as injury. Come on, 11 PCs to 15 monsters, not into face, Ratkin Mongrel. Not into face, cast Firebolt, 3 points of damage, moderate fire wound, drops Ratkin Mongrel. Okay, nice job. Ratkin Mongrel lets out a final snarl and falls. Very nicely goes into Cave Imp. Okay, probably going to cast, yes, Ray of Frost at Cave Imp, 2 points of damage, minor cold wound. Cave Imp goes down permanently. Cave Imp goes to a Witless Man-at-Arms. Cave Imp. Deflected. Witless Man-at-Arms sets his shield and rides it out. A perfect block. Nice job. Okay, 11 PCs to 13 monsters. Goblin number 2 comes into Threadbare Torchbearer. 1 point of damage, minor piercing wound. Goblin now targets Hobbling Sexton. Goblin comes up with a crude spear. Oh, critical strike. 8 points of damage, 1 turned aside, 7 taken as injury, tremendous piercing wound. Dave's Hobbling Sexton goes down. Yikes. 10 PCs to 13 monsters. And now it's a Goblin's turn. The Goblin comes up into the flank of the Threadbare Torchbearer. Critical again. Threadbare Torchbearer punctured for 7 points of damage. A tremendous piercing wound. Man, Threadbare Torchbearer drops. Threadbare Torchbearer. F in the chat, everyone. F in the chat. DT Anderson's level 1 fighter, Threadbare Torchbearer. I'm not going to be able to talk after this. F in the chat has fallen. 9 PCs to 13 monsters. White Ape looking at Witless Man-at-Arms. White ape now throws at Sable Phoenix. Deflected, ringing clang as the witless man-at-arms shield meets the blow dead on. Nothing going right there. White ape targets witless man-at-arms, going into Sable Phoenix again, going to throw a boulder into, okay, blow connects, but 2 temporary hit points are turn it aside. No physical injury there. Drifting Smuggler, Swanzo, comes up, looking at this goblin right here. Cut him down, Swanzo. Only 1 point of damage. Only 1 point of damage. Not able to do it. 9 PCs to 13 monsters. Brianna goes hold, looking for a target, I believe. Going to find this goblin ahead of us. A blundering cultist goes at goblin. 2 points of damage. Necrotic wound, and the goblin cannot heal. Overwhelmed gnome, vulgar unicorn, looking at the target, then go up to goblin instead. Goes up to poison spray this goblin. Only 1 point of damage. We are rolling low. Heroes are rolling low. Tarnished gnome, TSL frontman, targets this goblin. A sling stone, 4 points of damage. Moderate bludgeoning wound. That drops goblin number 6. 9 PCs to 12 monsters. Sunbleached wizard, tabletop scholar, wants to fire at this white ape. Going to be able to do that with Ray of Frost, reaching out to white ape. 4 points of damage to white ape, moderate cold wound. Chilled, movement cut. Firebolt, SKD fish, also wants some white ape. No, going to retarget to Cave Imp instead with poison spray. Poison spray, Cave Imp goes to -1. Light fades from the Cave Imp's eyes. Zorn readies the archers. A volley is incoming. Goblin targets witless man-at-arms. Comes up to Sable Phoenix. Deflected. Nice job. Witless man-at-arms catches the strike clean. Shield does the work. 0 damage taken. Slimeling now targets very nicely. Slimeling moves. Not going to be able to do anything. So man-at-arms goes AOD. So Sable's going to go AOD in the midst of it. Slimeling looking at Sable Phoenix. Goblin now targets vulgar unicorn. Comes up into the illusionist. How many? 5 points of damage. 1 turned aside. 4 taken as injury. The vulgar unicorn, the overwhelmed gnome apprentice illusionist drops. Goblin now comes up to Drifting Smuggler. Drifting Smuggler, this is Swanzo. Drifting Smuggler takes 4 points of damage, 1 turned aside. Oh my God, Swanzo has fallen. Drifting Smuggler slumps over alive, but fallen. Zorn holds. The archers stand down. We will not take archers this round. White ape targets Firebolt. White ape throws into Firebolt. SKD fish, 3 points of damage, 1 turned aside, 2 taken as injury, minor bludgeoning wound. Round 2, initiative deck reshuffled. We're starting at the top here. We're going to start with a gremlin coming into TSL frontman's gnome. Tarnished gnome forager takes 2 points of damage, 1 turned aside, 1 taken as injury. Let's see. Blundering cultist initiative going at gremlin. Cut him down. 3 points of damage. Nice job with the necrotic wound right there. Down to -1. Goblin targets witless man-at-arms. Comes into Sable Phoenix. Deflected. Witless man-at-arms pivots the shield into the blow. Nothing going right there. very nicely. Courtney now looks at this goblin right here. Going to shoot Ray of Frost at the goblin. Only 1 point of damage. We needed more than that. 7 PCs to 10 monsters. We're in round 2. White Ape looking at Witless Man-at-Arms, trying to get there. Not going to be able to do it, I don't believe. No, frozen, so not going to be able to do it. Slimeling now targets very nicely, goes into the Tarnished Gnome instead, TSL. Slimeling comes in, 1 point of damage, minor bludgeoning wound. Zorn signaling to ready the portcullis. Will anything end up behind us? Will anything end up behind us? Slimeling going into Firebolt. Evaded. Nice job, Firebolt. Firebolt lets the strike slip past with a finger width. Nothing going right there. White Ape. White Ape goes into not into face. This is Brent. 5 points of damage. 1 turned aside. 4 taken as injury. Now turns on a Witless Man-at-Arms. Goes into Sable. Weathers the strike on a waning ward. 1 temporary HP lost. No wound. Goblin targets Witless Man-at-Arms. Also Sable. Evaded. All right. Okay. Evaded Sable. Okay. Goblin comes into Witless Man-at-Arms. Now 2 points of damage right there. But Sable has been soaking up some bad guy actions, some monster actions. Not into face. Goes into White Ape with a dagger. 2 points of damage. White Ape coming in with a dagger. 7 PCs to 10 monsters. Tabletop Scholars, Unbleached Wizard's Apprentice, shoot Frostbolt into the ape. 3 points of damage, moderate cold wound. Ape is still up. Zorn stays his hand. There will be no portcullis monsters here. There will be no portcullis monsters. We are at 7 PCs to 10 monsters. Goblin goes into Tabletop Scholar. Oh, critical hit. 8 points of damage, 1 turned aside, 7 taken as injury. Tremendous piercing wound. Sun-Bleached Wizard's Apprentice is slain. I am sorry, Tabletop Scholar. Goblin now looking at Firebolt. Goblin comes into Firebolt. 2 points of damage, minor piercing wound. Stay alive. Yes, okay. Firebolt is at least not dead, but laying cold on the stone floor. Tarnished Gnome goes hold, but going to be able to attack. Looks like he's going to attack the Slimeling here. 3 points of damage. Nice job, Tarnished Gnome Forager into Slimeling number 2. Slimeling's body goes limp. Dropped. Yeah, there is basically no battle line right here. It is just a free-for-all right here. Goblin targets Gnome. Not Goblin. This is White Ape. White Ape comes into Tarnished Gnome. Only 1 point of damage, but going to come again. Devastating strike. Oh my God. 10 points of damage to a Tarnished Gnome Forager. A grievous bludgeoning wound. Tarnished Gnome Forager goes limp. The body breathes. Hope remains. TSL frontman, your Tarnished Gnome. Can we get him out of here? Zorn spares the worthy. That's it. 6 HP. That is it. 8 survivors share the spoils. 1 fell. Zorn says you have earned your gruel for the night. Okay. Coppers thrown to the crowd. 41 coppers are thrown. A Witless Man-at-Arms gets 22. Not into face 7. Very nicely 7. A Blundering Cult Initiate 5. 41 coppers were thrown to everyone. Winch room. Oh, hang on, I'm looking at something. I was looking at the Dorley. I'm going to look at the Dorley audit later. All right, turn the winch. Here we go. All right, so everybody who survived gets a blood drop. Not into face. No help there. We got one more fight tonight, people. Firebolt. You made it through. Tarnished Gnome Forager. You made it through. Little help. Little more help. Little more help. Promotions. Kyle, Witless Bandit. Level 1 Thief. And your wounds are washed away. Drifting Smuggler, Swanzo, Thief. Your wounds are washed away as well. Nice job, Swanzo. Blundering Cult Initiate, Mage, level 1. Leap. Witless Man-at-Arms, Sable Phoenix, level 1 Knight. You made it through. All right, we got one more fight tonight. One more fight tonight. One more fight tonight. Looks like everybody is here. All right. Everybody hit the like button. We got one more fight tonight. Let's do it. I mean, I think it's time to go. I know I don't have level 1. I don't have level 1 spells working. I've been working on all the movement and stuff. I've been working on all the movement and stuff like that. No, yeah, level 1 spells have got to be done. Like, I'm working as fast as I can. I'm working as fast as I can. I want to bring other things other than the Bloodcage. I got to get level 1 spells working. I mean, yes, I know. I would love nothing but to have nothing but every day for the next month to work on this. I'm working as fast as I can. I'm working as fast as I can. But yes, we got to get level 1 spells operating. When level spells are operating, some of the level spells like sleep, I mean, that may just change the game completely. I mean, we'll see. All right, so let's go and go to the holding cell. Let's draft. TSL from it is OP, and I'm going to dial it back some. The Hacked Edge is going to dial it back some because sleep is like, oh, I know sleep. Let me just put all of this down. It can't be like that. It can't be like that. TSL Frontman. Okay, Pando's Fire. Level, oh my God. Okay, TSL Frontman has Pando's Fire. A rare and well-starred Barbarian is in level 1. So rare. So this is like operating only 1 every 354 spawns. Well-starred. It also a well-starred character, top 12%. Barbarians are rare. Barbarians are rare. Mrs. Dave, a driven poacher, level 0. Poacher, you are in. Also with the Blessing of the Fairy, both of those two characters. Brianna Reynolds, Bruised Town Militia. Bruised Town Militia. Blessing the Fairy, level 0. DT Anderson, a Ruined Porter. Brent, Fanbiz Unfabulous. The Fanbiz the Unfabulous, you are in. Kyle, an outnumbered alchemist assistant, uncommon and well-starred. Uncommon and well-starred. Okay. The Tabletop Scholar, a shivering cartographer's assistant. You are in level 0. SKD Fish. Oh, Crispy Bacon. It's been a while since we've seen Crispy Bacon. So Crispy Bacon, level 1 cleric is in. Courtney, Cheddar Bay Biscuits, rare and well-starred. We got to get Cheddar Bay Biscuits out of here. 1 in 354 spawns, top 12%. We got to get Cheddar Bay Biscuits out of here. We need to get Crispy Bacon out of here as well. And really, Fanbiz the Unfabulous. And, well, no, we got to get this Barbarian out of here. We have got to do that, people. Swanzo, a Ruined Bandit. Sable Phoenix, an unseasoned antiquarian's assistant who is starless. That's like bottom 2% of all ability scores. Wait a minute, I'm just curious. Bottom 2% of all ability scores. The unseasoned antiquarian's assistant has a strength of 7, an intelligence of 5, a wisdom of 14, a dex of 5, a con of 9, and a charisma of 8. Okay. Then Vulgar Unicorn has an unproven pilgrim in here. Well-starred. Okay. So we do have the odds maker in. Courtney Cheddar Bay Biscuits at least has a 71% chance of survival. Tabletop Scholar, 76% chance of survival. Swanzo has a 28% of chance of survival. So poor odds. Is that our only poor odds? Yeah, let's see. Who are we trying to get here? Cheddar Bay, 71. Okay. TSL frontman Pando's 53. It's a coin flip if we get. So we got to play well to get this barbarian out of here. We need the barbarian to have a greater than a coin flip chance of getting out of here. Courtney is got a crispy bacon. Crispy bacon, 41% chance. We got to play well as well. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and get out of here. Let's go to the Bloodcage. I'm not going to repeat all of this again. Actually, what I think I need to actually have is record like a video. I want to create a video. Got to replace our how to play in 5-minute video anyway because it has inaccurate information in it. I just have not been able to do it. It's too much time. I don't have enough time. But then probably what I need is like a quick like video that plays right here, the issues, the combat commands. I think you guys all know them right now. So there you go. Combat commands. And hey, it is on zornsdungeon.com. You can go to zornsdungeon.com and go to the how to play and you'll learn how to play. All right, let's open it up. All right, front line, Courtney, Cheddar Bay Biscuits, then TSL frontman, Pando's Fire, Brianna, a bruised town militia, then Swanzo, a ruined bandit. Second line, Mrs. Dave, a driven poacher, then SKD Fish, crispy bacon, DT Anderson, second line, ruined porter, then the vulgar unicorn, an unproven pilgrim. Third line is Kyle, an outnumbered alchemist apprentice, Fanbiz the Unfabulous of Brent, third line, Sable Phoenix, an unseasoned antiquarian's assistant, third line, Tabletop Scholar, third line, a shivering cartographer's assistant. All right, yes, combat commands are now active. Hit a combat command. If your combat command does not go through for some reason, do know that Nightbot has a 5-second global cooldown, which I cannot change. So if somebody issues the same order that you order, and then you order another one within 5 seconds and it does not go through, issue again. I cannot change. Nightbot has a 5-second global cooldown on an order. All right. Start the fight. Let's go. Goblin starting this off. Goblin targets Pando's Fire. Oh, man. Right now, 5 points of damage, 1 turned aside, 4 taken as injury. Man, we started this off with the Goblin coming up and shoving a crude spear into the would-be barbarian. Now, let's see. Goblin Runt number 2 coming up to Brianna Reynolds. 4 points of damage, 1 turned aside, 3 taken as injury. Moderate piercing wound. Cheddar Bay. Okay, Cheddar Bay goes AOD. Pandos can turn around this goblin. Better crush this goblin. 4 points of damage with a battle axe right there. Pandos puts down goblin number 1. Unproven Pilgrim. Vulgar Unicorn coming in on the flank of Goblin Runt. Goblin Runt is hammered for 2 points of damage, a minor bludgeoning wound. The Goblin Runt staggers, twitches, and falls. Nice job, Vulgar Unicorn. The unproven Pilgrim puts him down. Goblin targets the bruised town militia of Brianna Reynolds. Goblin is impaled by 3 points. Oh my God. The Goblin impales Brianna for 3 points of damage. Oh, this is not looking good right there. This is not looking good right there. Cave Imp now targets Ruined Bandit. Cave Imp. Where is Cave Imp going? No, Cave Imp stays. Too far away. Good for us. DT Anderson goes down. Oh, and weaves Virtue around Swanzo. Okay, and gives him 2 temporary hit points. Okay, nice work. Okay, so we went with the buff right there. Not bad at all. Not bad. White Ape goes to Pando's Fire. Oh, critical hit with the... God! 8 points of damage. Critical hit with the boulder. Pando's Fire drops. but not dead. Can we please get Pando's fire out of here? Man, I am sorry. White Ape comes and just crushed Pando's fire with a boulder. Goblin targets the ruined bandit. Goblin thrusts at the ruined bandit. One taking his injury. And then, well, okay, there was some turned aside and then some taking his injury. I'm sorry, I didn't see. Goblin moves toward the unproven pilgrim. Is that really pants on fire? Is that what that's supposed to be? Pants on fire? Oh my God. Okay. I get it now. I get it. Cave Imp coming into Swanzo. I didn't know what Pando's fire was. Okay. I got it. Okay. Okay. You can laugh at me for that. I got you. Cave Imp moves into Crispy Bacon. Gremlin moves toward Cheddar Bay Biscuits. Probably not going to be able to get there. He's far away. Crispy Bacon now comes up to Goblin number 5. Critical hit with a club. Nice job. 7 points of damage. A tremendous bludgeoning wound. Zorn readies the archers. Will we have to take archers? Slimeling moving toward Crispy Bacon. Is the Slimeling going to be able to get there? No. Ruined Bandit of Swanzo goes AOA. Ruined Bandit. So Ruined Bandit Swanzo targets Goblin number 3. Thank you, Ruined Bandit of Swanzo, with a club. 5 points of damage. -2 hit points. Nice job. Okay, good. It's 10 PCs to 10 monsters. 10 PCs to 10 monsters. Okay, Driven Poacher goes into Goblin 4. 1 point of damage to the Goblin, minor piercing wound. White Ape targets Crispy Bacon. Crispy Bacon evades. Crispy Bacon evades, steps. The strike slides by with no damage right there. Fanbiz the Unfabulous goes AOA. Fanbiz is going AOA from the back line, looking at this White Ape, casting Firebolt at the White Ape. Burned for 3 points of damage, a moderate fire wound. 3 arrows. Goblin archers shoot from the top of the Bloodcage. Ruined Porter, 3 damage, 2 taken as injury, minor piercing wound. Unseasoned Antiquarian's Assistant lands 1 temporary HP spent, nothing else. Outnumbered Alchemist Assistant. Oh, dodges. Right. Nothing going on. The shaft slings past and is gone. Did not have to take the shaft right there. That's always nice. Goblin moves toward Ruined Bandit Swanzo. Gored for 3 points of damage, a moderate piercing wound. Oh, Swanzo drops, but is not dead. Swanzo, can we get Swanzo out of here? Can we get Swanzo's bandit out of here? We're going to find out. Shivering Cartographer's Assistant goes AOA. We have 9 PCs to 10 monsters. Tabletop Scholar going AOA at going with a Firebolt into White Ape. Roasted for 3 points of damage, moderate fire wound. All right. Standing by the portcullis. Goblins are standing by on the crank. I remember somebody told me about that before. AOA, B1. AOA going to B1. And now, yes. Okay, so that worked. Moves up to there. Then now throwing with the, acid splash? Yes, moderate acid wound drops White Ape. Nice job, Sable. Moves up, gets a line on White Ape, and drops it. Let's see. Outnumbered Alchemists goes AOA, goes up. Oh, can't get to B1. Looking at Goblin, though, still on an AOA. Is he going to be able to fire? Let's find out. Yes. Kyle goes on to the Alchemist flank right here. 3 points of damage. An outnumbered Alchemist assistant, this is Kyle, kills Goblin number 4 with the spell. That was Acid Splash, I believe it was. So nice job. Now, unfortunately, Goblin trying to get to Sable, but is intercepted by Courtney. Nice work right there. Courtney, who is on an AOD. That is exactly how that is supposed to work. Courtney takes 1 stamina point of damage. Courtney intercepted that Goblin on the way to Sable, who was on an AOA. That's exactly what is supposed to happen here. White Ape now comes into the Unproven Pilgrim. Unproven Pilgrim struck dead on the spot. I'm sorry. Vulgar Unicorn has been dropped. We are 8 PCs to 8 monsters. 8 PCs to 8 monsters. Okay, so now Crispy Bacon is now blessed and will gain 2 temporary HP. That's from DT Anderson. So DT Anderson came up and cast a blessing. That is nice. Okay, so Shivering Cartographer's Assistant takes damage from Cave Imp number 3. 3 damage, 1 turned aside, 2 taken as injury, still up. 8 PCs to 8 monsters still. Cave Imp coming up to Crispy Bacon of SKD Fish, but 2 temporary hit points are turned aside, so that works. Nice job with the temporary hit points. Cheddar Bay Biscuits on an AOD. Fanbiz, the Unfabulous, targets the Cave Imp. Let's see, coming in on the Cave Imp's flank. Cave Imp sustains 9 points of damage. 9 points of damage with a staff, just caves open his skull. Fanbiz, the amphibious. Don't I always say that? Portcullis, Ratkin Gorechild is going to sneak behind our lines. We've got to take him down. Ratkin Gorechild now coming into Fanbiz. Fanbiz, the Unfabulous, takes 5 points of damage, 1 turned aside, 5 taken as injury. Fanbiz, the Unfabulous, drops, and there are no last words. Oh my God! F in the chat. F in the chat for Fanbiz. F in the chat for Fanbiz, the Unfabulous, level 1 mage. Brent, you have fallen. I am sorry. I am sorry. Fanbiz, the level 1 mage, has fallen. Goblin targets Crispy Bacon. Goblin number 2 evaded. Nice job, SKD Fish. Nice job, SKD Fish. Crispy Bacon evades the attack. Crispy Bacon evades the attack. We are 7 PCs to 8 monsters. Gremlin moves toward the Unseasoned Antiquarian's Assistant of Sable Phoenix, puts down 2 points of damage with a jagged knife. Shivering Cartographer's Assistant. Shivering Cartographer's Assistant, Imp, sustains 3 points of damage with the dagger. Nice job, Cartographer's Assistant. Slimeling. Now, Slimeling going into the Ruined Porter. Slimeling attacks the Ruined Porter. 4 points of damage to a Ruined Porter. Moderate bludgeoning wound, rather. DT Anderson, I am sorry. DT Anderson has fallen. Outnumbered Alchemist Assistant. This is Kyle on an AOA going into Ratkin Gorechild. Ratkin Gorechild is struck for 5 points of damage. Major slashing wound. Nice job with the dagger. Outnumbered Alchemist Assistant drops him. Nice job. Nice job. Driven Poacher now wants to go to White Ape. Mrs. Dave instead going to be attacking this gremlin that's much closer. Driven Poacher goes into Gremlin, 3 points of damage. That drops the Gremlin. Probably a nice job. Drop the whole creature right there. Cave Imp targets Shivering Cartographer's Assistant, going into Tabletop Scholar. 2 points of damage, minor slashing wound. Oh my God, Tabletop Scholar has fallen. A Shivering Cartographer's Assistant has fallen. This is pretty rough. It's 5 to 5. It is 5-5. 5 PCs to 5 monsters. Who's next? It's Antiquarians. It's Sable Phoenix drawing. Wants to go to White Ape. Goes with Acid Splash against White Ape. 6 points of damage. Major acid wound. Got to bring down that ape, but doing your part, Sable. Goblin now coming into Cheddar Bay. Evaded. Man, Cheddar Bay still got 10 of 9 hit points. 10 of 9. Nice job, Cheddar Bay. Crispy Bacon targets Goblin number 2. Goblin reels from 3 points of damage, moderate bludgeoning wound. Goblin's body goes limp, and it is finished. Round number 3. Time to shuffle again. We are shuffling initiative. 5 PCs to 4 monsters. Goblin coming into Cheddar Bay again. Evaded again. Evaded. Cheddar Bay has evaded Goblin's crude spear attack again. All right. Now, go AOA, Cheddar Bay Biscuits. Let's see. Cave Imp now coming up to an unseasoned Antiquarian's assistant. 2 points of damage. Minor slashing wound. Oh, no. Unseasoned Antiquarian's assistant of Sable Phoenix has perished. Dead. Is dead. I am sorry. Sable Phoenix's wizard is dead. Driven Poacher, Mrs. Dave, now looking at White Ape. Not going to be able to get there, I bet. Going to retarget, yes, to Cave Imp. Driven Poacher comes in. 3 points of damage. Nice job, Mrs. Dave. Mrs. Dave going into Cave Imp. And drops it. That's what we needed. We needed that. 4 PCs to 3 monsters right now. Now it's the White Ape's turn. The White Ape is now going into Crispy Bacon. Let's see. 2 points of damage. 1 turned aside. 1 taken as injury. Then turns on Cheddar Bay Biscuits. Going into the flank of Cheddar Bay Biscuits. Oh, evaded! 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 Oh, epic defense. Cheddar Bay goes 3 in a row. Crispy Bacon targets White Ape. Now, Crispy Bacon's going into White Ape. 5 points of damage and drops the White Ape. White Ape goes down. Nice job, Cheddar Bay Biscuits. Fell-handed. Slimeling targets Crispy Bacon. Bludgeon for 2 points of damage, a minor bludgeoning wound. Cheddar Bay still on AOD. Outnumbered Alchemist Assistant targets Goblin on an AOA. We might be about to put this down. Acid Splash into Goblin number 6. 3 points of damage. That drops Goblin number 6. There were 6 goblins in this? Okay. Fell-handed. Fell-handed. 4 PCs to 1 monster. Round 4. We're going into round 4 right here. AOD. Okay. Crispy Bacon now going into the Slimeling. Slimeling takes 6 points of damage with a club. Splatters Slimeling. Slimeling is out of here. Crispy Bacon puts him down. We're going to take a look at the leaderboard after this. That was our last fight tonight. 10 XP, but we're going to take it to the leaderboard. 10 XP. 6 survivors share all of the spoils. So 10 XP each to all survivors. But then also the crowd throws coppers. They throw 156 coppers. 68 go to Cheddar Bay. 34 go to Crispy Bacon. 33 go to an outnumbered Alchemist Assistant. 21 go to a driven poacher who are up. So, oh, there we go. No, Crispy Bacon. Crispy Bacon is the MVP. Zorn declares Crispy Bacon the Bloodcage MVP. SKD Fish on a rampage with 4 kills and 2 perfect defenses during this game. Zorn says Crispy Bacon, SKD Fish, is the MVP of this game. You get the MVP. Congratulations, SKD Fish. Nice, nice work. Crispy Bacon, Bloodcage MVP. There you go. Nice, nice work. Yeah, you can't have 2. Yes, right. Sable says you can't have 2 MVPs in a cage. But Zorn said that Crispy Bacon was it. So nice job. Nice job. Kills probably do count more than defenses, like on the aggregate. So Zorn decided that Crispy Bacon did a lot of work. There is no doubt of the rock that Cheddar Bay was. Yes, Cheddar Bay was absolutely a rock in that cage. But then we don't see many clerics get MVP. And we just saw one. So that was pretty epic. We're going to look at the leaderboard here in just a second. Let's turn the cage here and deploy the Goblin Medics. Crispy Bacon, +1 HP. You didn't even take that much damage. Pans on fire. Yes, pans on fire. Got you. Yes, I got you. Pans on fire. Got you. Okay. Promotions. Okay, outnumbered alchemist assistant, rather. Level 1 mage. You made it. Shield. Nice job. Ruined bandit. Swanzo. Thief. Level 1. Nice job. You made it. Driven poacher. Thief. Level 1. All right, so the infirmary. How many people do we have at the infirmary? We still have 30. We have 36 characters in the infirmary trying to get healed. We got 256 characters in the like DSL fragments. Yes, I know. The tarnished gnome forager. The tarnished gnome forager took a 9-point mortal bludgeoning wound. And that's basically what's happened. Yes. We require 37 days to fully heal. We need some better healers here in Zorn's dungeon, because yes, under level 1 novice care with a 9-point. I mean, remember, this game is scaled around 6 points. 6 points of damage is enough to kill the normal man, and you are a halfling, and you took a 9-point bludgeoning wound. So if you're still alive, but you're like unable to speak and babbling in the infirmary over here. So yes, this can take a long time to get you out. We have 256 people in the stable. Very respectable. Okay, leaderboard. Most kills. I still have got to put in here like who's been over the last 3 months and stuff like that. This is still lifetime. If you want to log into zornsdungeon.com and look at the leaderboards, you can do that, and you can sort it by like, last month, last 2 months, something like that. This is just total. I haven't had time to change that yet. Top kills. Anybody? Oh yeah, Dorley Borskit's got 2 kills tonight, moving up 3 slots. She has 14 total kills. She is at number 8. Nice job, Dorley. MVPs, those are rare. Crispy Bacon, MVP. So you are now tied at number 5. You are up there. Boss Slayer. Let's see. Bosses are any right now they are any white apes or anything that comes through the portcullis. Dorley killed 1 tonight, goes to be tied to number 5 with 5 kills, tied for number 5. Oh, Phobos appears on the top 25 for the first time at number 15. Okay, nice. Damage dealer. Who has dealt? This is most damage across your entire career. Dorley Borskitz did 15 points of damage tonight, so came up 15 slots, having dealt a total of 87 points of damage at 13, so is now tied at number 13. Okay, nice job. Most bruised. Oh, Pans on Fire. Pans on Fire took, it's still alive. Okay, it's still alive. We still have a barbarian up. Pans on Fire has taken 37 points of damage total across his career. Took 12 points of damage tonight to move him to be tied for number 2. So, all right, TSL Frontman, you are still up. That is nice. Yeah, 12 points of damage in one fight and still living. So that's very impressive, Pans on Fire. Biggest hit. This is biggest single hit. I didn't see a record-breaking hit tonight. Yeah, I didn't see a record-breaking hit tonight. Most XP. Murdalf got an extra 8 XP tonight, going to 119. Now at number 5. Oh, wait, Cheddar Bay Biscuits? Oh, at number 15? Oh, not biggest hit was 12. Okay. Most XP. Okay, so we took care of that. Let's go to the wealthiest. Now, who is the wealthiest now? Cedric Blackhand of Sable Phoenix has received 260 copper, got 97 tonight. So the fairy is trying to, like, hey, I haven't been handing out copper at the end of the blood cages except for the last 3 nights. So the fairy, what I was trying to do with the fairy is not doing this, but what I was trying to do with the fairy is that if you needed some coppers from previous stuff, previous battles that you had been in, the fairy is trying to kind of bring you up to speed. So Cedric Blackhand, because it used the battle logs to recompute how much copper you would have gotten and trying to bring everybody back up to speed. So Cedric Blackhand of Sable Phoenix is right now the richest character with 260 coppers. I mean, go you. Dorley Borskit's right behind you with 253 coppers, having got both of you got 97 tonight. Fanbiz at 43 died with 197 coppers. Hey, you can take it with you. Let's see. Moses Lack, 142 coppers. That's new. 109. Let's see. Cheddar Bay Biscuits got 68 coppers tonight. Goes to 109 coppers, number 9. Forbores got 37 coppers, going up to number 14 with 79 coppers. An Untrained Woodsman of the Tabletop Scholar right behind you, 70 coppers. 15. Threadbare Torchbearer of T.D. Anderson, appearing for the first time with 69 coppers. 56 coppers, Toto, first time. That's number 18. 50 coppers, Runic Mage, 19. That's Brianna Reynolds. 47 coppers, Storm Warden, new for the first time. 42 coppers, Ali Kasplas, 23 points of damage. 23, number 23. I gotta go to bed. Crispy Bacon, 41 on the leaderboard for the first time. Most blood drops, we had 2 come up. Dorley Borskitz has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, yeah, 7. That's reports right over there. Tied for number 8 now. And then also Cheddar Bay Biscuits has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and is tied for number 19. All right. Best defense. Dorley Borskitz got 4 perfect defenses tonight. Goes to 14 perfect defenses, longest streak 4. She is tied at number 5. She is tied at number 5. Yes. Okay, fell-handed. Anybody change right here? No fell-handed change. Show wrap up. We had 49 kills tonight. 11 characters fell. There was 1 new champion crowned. There were 275 points of damage dealt. Cedric Blackhand got the richest in the purse for Sable Phoenix. Here's all of the fallen. Here's to you. Here's everybody's. Fanbiz the Unfabulous, a rain-soaked woodsman, a sunburnt town militia, an unseasoned antiquarian's assistant of Sable Phoenix, a dread-filled hedge mage of a tabletop scholar, a shivering cartographer's assistant of a tabletop scholar, an indentured antiquarian's assistant of Mrs. Dave, a defeated torchbearer of Sable Phoenix, a sun-bleached wizard's apprentice, a tabletop scholar, a bruised town militia, Brianna Reynolds, an overworked a halfling farmer. All's to you. F in the chat to everyone. F in the chat to everyone for final time who fell tonight. F in the chat. Here's to you. Crispy Bacon SKD Fish got 4 kills. Ali Kasplesh, Kyle, 3 kills. Untrained Woodsman of Tabletop Scholar, 3 kills. Threadbare Torchbearer DT Anderson, 3 kills. Firebolt, 3 kills. Nice work. Most damage tonight. The Untrained Woodsman of Tabletop Scholar did 25 points of damage. Right behind that is a Threadbare Torchbearer of DT Anderson, 24 points of damage. Crispy Bacon SKD Fish, 21 points of damage. Runic Mage, 15 points of damage. That's a Brianna Reynolds. Dorley Borskitz did 15 points of damage. Let's skip the players. I didn't have time to look at this. I'm trying to come up with a way to determine who played well through the commands, but I didn't have time to look at it last night. Blow of the night, a Threadbare Torchbearer, DT Anderson. You got the blow of the night. 12 points of damage, a critical strike with a dagger against a Ratkin mongrel. Nice job. Nice job. Whew. Okay. I'm exhausted. I got to go to bed. But everyone, thank you very much for being here with me. Thank you very much for playing with me. I really appreciate it. I had a fantastic time tonight. I'm going to keep going. There's so much more stuff I want to do. There's so much stuff I want to do, but I got to go to bed. Okay. Have a wonderful evening. Be creative, be constructive, and I will see you tomorrow for Friday Night Fights. Later, everybody.